Okay, stop.
So I'm gonna go out and wash the car today, my C8, and I figured while I'm doing so, I'll kind of give you a review of 12 months after purchase. It's 13 really, but who's counting? Kind of give you my review, how the car performs, what the car gives me, am I happy with it, would I buy it again, right? So these are key questions that I think a lot of people want answers. You know, it's not so hard to get these now on the market. There's a little more availability, but when I did buy this a year ago, the market was tight for them, right? So I probably stretched and paid a little too much for it, but I really wanted the car. A little background history is that I've been a huge European exotic car fan. Never really been a Corvette fan, but when it came out with the C8, I figured I got the look that I was going for, I got the warranty, and I got the performance. So it was kind of it fit that category of what I could justify price-wise under $100,000. And so yeah, let's get to it. So some of the good things about the C8 is performance-wise, the thing's an absolute beast. You know, between just putting it in sport mode or track mode and just feeling the raw power of a well-tuned 500 horsepower car, I mean, it's something to behold. So there is that. Launch control is ridiculous. You get you know, I got the all-season tires on this one, being an LT1. However, even with the launch control, or I'm sorry, with the sport tire or the all-sport tires, you know, I can hit 3 seconds 0 to 60. I mean, and it's ridiculous. So, you know, if you got the summer tires or a really good set of tires on this, rumor is 2.8 seconds is achievable. The closest I got was 3.1. So super fast car, right? Now, the car that you're looking at is the exact color combination that I've always wanted since I started looking at these cars. You know, the Elkhart Lake Blue is what this one's called. It's got the red calipers. It's got the machined lip on the rim. I'll show you that when we walk around. But exactly what I was looking for. So did I want a higher package? Sure, I wanted a 3, you know, I'm not gonna lie. But when this came around and the cars were tough to get, I just went for it. The lady that I bought it from, she had put about 8,000 miles on it, but she also went ahead and she got it ceramic coated, very high-end ceramic coating package. The calipers originally were not this color. They were stock black, and the tail was not on it. So she actually got it paint matched, got that installed. So if you look at the build package from Chevy, this was about as basic as it came, other than the performance exhaust. And it has the red engine cover, which I'll show you. Some of the things on this C8 that I don't necessarily love is that the fact is it's still a Chevy, and it's still manufactured in a Chevy facility. So attention to detail, attention to quality products that they use, specifically on the inside of the car, leaves a little to be desired. I came from a Mercedes, which fit and finish on the inside of that car is second to none. You never hear a squeak, you never hear plastic noises rubbing against each other. It's kind of disappointed in that, you know, this being the upper end of the Chevy line. You would think that they would, you know, work with their suppliers to make sure that kind of stuff happened or doesn't happen. Now, I did have a Cadillac CTS Coupe, the two-door sporty looking CTS model, and I had the same issues with that, to the point where I sold the car. The interior noise was I couldn't even, it was intolerable. So, nice looking car. I still love that car on the outside, but you know, I spend my time on the inside of the car. So this one is not as bad as that Cadillac, but it was there's still some frustrations with it. Now, I did have the opportunity to take this beast to Sebring and do some do a track day. Performance wise on a track, I don't know. I don't have, you know, a bunch of experience on the track to know how this handled, you know, against anything else. It was my first time on a track. I had an instructor in the car. He pushed me. What I feel like he pushed the car to the limits. But everything we threw at it held up. I mean, we would go from 155 on the back straightaway down to 60 with a hard brake, dive right into a corner, and there's minimal body roll. Very, very nicely done on the track. I was impressed. I never felt unsafe. I don't even think I triggered the ABS, which my instructor yelled at me for. He said I wasn't pushing the car hard enough if we're not hitting the ABS mark. So take that for what it's worth. But you know, on the track, I really had fun. It was a little more intense than I expected. You know, I thought I would go there with, and it would be a grown men go-kart day, basically. Go around the track, have some fun. But no, this was all out, high intensity track performance cars, and you know, being a rookie to it, it was tough. It was stressful. So now, one of the big questions, right, is would I buy the car again? Yeah, I would. The year that I've owned this car has been well worth it. You know, I'm not a big you know, bragger or whatnot, but the looks and the immediate discussions I've taken it to Cars and Coffee. I've you know, did some other events with it. I did a Toys for Tots event. It was a 100-mile road tour, which was really cool for a great cause. So would I buy it again? Absolutely. I think it's a great experience, but that's about all it is. It's not an investment. It's not a garage queen. I bought the car to drive it. So I bought it with 8,000 miles. It has over 18,000 miles on it in that year, so I have definitely put some miles on it. I've driven it to Key West from my home here in Sarasota. You know, I had to get that out of my system. It was a dream of mine to do that. So as soon as I got over the bridge there out of Miami, we immediately took the top off, went Targa, and really enjoyed that ride. So yes, I would definitely buy the car again. I will add, let me come back to this. Did I overpay? I probably overpaid. Still, I'd still do it again. Yeah, I guess for those that are asking why I would decide to track my car, and it may have, you know, hurt the resale value. You know, people always ask, is your car tracked? Has your car ever been tracked? Yeah, I did. And you know what? I wouldn't take it back. I was a rookie on that track, and there's nothing I did to this car that it wasn't built to do. So I'll proudly tell any potential buyer that yes, I tracked this car. It is literally built for that, and like I said, as a rookie, there's nothing I did to hurt this thing. This thing's a beast mechanically. Now, back to the interior, it's a little left to be desired. However, I'm not a serious tracker. What I had in my mind was that I would be going to the track to goof around. Even though I pushed the car a little bit, or maybe it was just myself that I pushed a little bit, it handled it flawlessly. So when I list this, and if you're interested, leave me a comment. Is the car perfect? No, it's far from. You know, I don't know if you can find any American made, and forgive me for the nationalists out there, any American made car that's going to be perfect and compete with some of the European engineering. So as far as what Chevy has done to this car, they've made an absolute beast. The Z06 that's come out, I can't even imagine the difference between this car and the next gen. So who knows? I might upgrade, I might not. I might try to look for one of those European exotics. You know, we'll see where we go. Time to do these other wheels. I hate doing wheels. Most people take pride in taking care of their cars, and I found with having these nice cars, it gives you an immediate chore that you always have to be concerned about, which is one thing I don't necessarily like. You know, I'm not lazy by any means. However, you know, there's just better things I would like to be doing on a Sunday afternoon than washing a car because it rained. I got caught in the rain at work. But here I am. You know, I don't like to drive a dirty car. However, if I had a different car, I don't know if a couple of water spots would necessarily trigger my attention. For those that know me, know that I play in crypto pretty heavily. So you see I represent, right? So Telcoin, Tell Me is my license plate. For those that know me, they know what that means. They know financially that this car is basically been financed by crypto. So there's a big financial burden on me. Sure, I could have probably done something smarter with the money that I've paid out to own this beast, but I digress. You only live once. By the way, if you are into crypto as well, we host monthly chats on Twitter Spaces that cover our favorite cryptocurrency, Telcoin. If you don't know what Telcoin is, I encourage you to look it up. If not, join our Spaces and you can learn a ton about it. Disrupting the fintech industry. So take a look for yourselves. So like I said, the interior, Really is a really nice cockpit, form-fitting. Seats are great even at the LT1 level. Squared off steering wheel, it's really comfortable. I was suspect of that at first, but really love the feel of the steering wheel. Everything is just crisp. It's within reach. Everything fits. The screen is bright and beautiful. And there you go. 3 modes. This is sport mode. You can hear the exhaust rumbling pretty well. I can kick it down. You can hear it kind of simmer down a little bit. Now that's in tour mode when you're taking road trips and you want to get the best gas mileage. This thing is actually amazing on long road trips. You can kick it into touring mode, keep the windows up, and you're still getting 27, 28 miles of the gallon because it drops cylinders, right? It goes down to a 4-cylinder. And then it's highly aerodynamic, right? So you're getting the best of both worlds. It really is an exceptional car as long as you're not carrying a third passenger. Storage-wise, there is a frunk and a trunk. The trunk, you can actually get a full-size set of golf clubs in the back, but once you take the top off, you do lose that space. The top gets locked into the back there, and it's kind of a wash, right? So now then you got your frunk, which basically, if you had to imagine, take your carry-on that you travel with, that's about the size that will fit down in that frunk. But it's good for storage. I put the car cover in there, a battery pack and everything else, and it works really well. So to have both areas, because I don't take the top off a lot, believe it or not. You know, down here in Florida, it's either really sunny or it's really rainy, so it doesn't offer, you know, and it can change in a matter of minutes. So it's really a great looking interior, as I said before. So you can see this is more of the cockpit area. You can see the different screens. You can probably hear the exhaust note change as I flip through them as well. And then you get to the more aggressive mode, and this is the track mode, right? And so this is a track only mode. You can see that it's monitoring more performance-based gauges, oil pressure, your temperature, your tire gauges, your transmission fluid. So it really does monitor many aspects of the car when you do have it on the track. You can drive in the track mode, but it's not encouraged. I mean, if you're going for the sound, track and sport are the same sound, right? So the performance exhaust opens up. So as I said, the screen, really bright, high performance screen. Really can customize this, put your apps on here. It treats me right. This is your gears, or your gear shifting. This is where you switch your modes. Your control stack for your climate control, you know, fan speed, all that good stuff. So passengers down here, drivers up here. But as you can see, when I'm sitting here in the car, you can see it's really set up for me, right? It's set up for a driving experience. Everything's pointed towards me, within reach. I don't have to really take my hands off the wheel. You know, it's really well done. Now, if you do want to take the top off, it is super simple, right? So each one of the mirrors here, we have these latches. You pull there, and then one more. So I could really wish I could replicate some of those interior noises that I mentioned before. It's typically when you hit, you know, a solid bump on the road, bigger bumps or whatnot, but it's just enough to annoy a guy like me that has ADD, my wife claims, especially when it comes to sounds. I'm audibly triggered pretty easily. So I just expect that a car at this level and the level of their lineup should be relatively flawless, I would think. And so, you know, just to hear some of those interior squeaks and plastic on plastic noises, it's just disappointing. So, does it change that it's a mechanical beast? Absolutely not. This thing hauls ass. So let me give it some juice for you. One of the challenges is the water that gets into the engine compartment. You can see just from washing it, they make some things that you can put over the vents to block out the water. But I just found that wiping it down, you know, after you wash it really well, it keeps it really clean. Some of the you know, die-hard Corvette guys, you know, they want to keep this engine bay immaculate. But again, I bought this car to drive it. And that's what I did. So looks like it's getting ready to rain. So I'm going to wrap this up. But you know, key takeaways: your ownership. Do I like the car? I love the car. Car is an amazing piece of machinery. Performance-wise, I've never had anything even near this car. Is it perfect? No. If you're an audible, or, if you're triggered audibly with interior noises like I am, you know, it's not as bad as my Cadillac. However, they're still there. So something to consider. Is the interior comfortable? It's very comfortable. The seats hug you. Performance-wise, I touched base on, it's an absolute beast. 3-second 0 to 60. You get better equipment, some tires on there, and you're going to get, you know, sub 3 seconds. Would I buy it again? 100%. Right? I overpaid. It's expensive, but the experience that it's given me with this car, I would not take away for any amount of money. I absolutely have emphatically enjoyed owning this car for the last 13 months.